Hey, it's nice to have you back here in this new video. Look at my brand new haircut. In this video, we're going to talk about the THETA Z1, even in the year 2022, because recently I've just posted a 360 panorama on my Facebook group, and people just love it. Jan Lipka, I know Jan Lipka is a 360 photography master. He just want to know the step-by-step video. And in this video, I would like to share with you every technical detail in my workflow, and I will unveil all the tricks behind these photographs. And this video is actually dedicated to Jan Lipka, this 360 photography master, and I hope in the future you can leave down more in the comments and leave me more suggestions for better photography. So my name is Yuxin Guo. My YouTube channel is dedicated to 360 photography, video accessories, and some cutting technology. Actually, this panorama was captured in the domestic izakaya, the Japanese styles restaurant. Normally, in my spare time, I like to have taste on the Wasabi Octopus. This is one of my favorite in this izakaya. And by the way, this lemon tower is also one of the iconic drink in this izakaya, because with sliced lemons being stitched, ice glued together, just like a tower. And when they melt, the lemon juice will gonna flow in the cup. And the cup was a mixture with plum wine and the ginger water. So this is just gorgeous. If you guys know how to make this lemon tower, you can definitely give it a try in your kitchen. The reason why I would like to take the photographs, because yeah, I'm really happy at that moment. And taking the 360 photographs in this situation is quite challenging, and I always like to take some challenging shot with premium imaging quality. And you should notice that the THETA Z1, even in the year 2022, is ideal pocketable 360 camera for premium imaging quality in the 360 photography. Needless to say, with the dual fisheye RAW plugin, its capability to deliver the 16-bit float HDR DNG format will rivals any one of other 360 cameras on the market with dual fisheye lens structure. Even with the THETA X, the THETA X has more resolution, but the JPEG only format and make it sometimes a little bit limited for extreme ultimate premium imaging quality in your everyday content creation. I choose Z1 with dual fisheye RAW, HDR DNG, 9 shots bracket, and 10-second timer countdown. Press the shutter button and give it a shot. Coming next, I'd like to talk about this point of view. The point of view, the POV, is one of the most important elements in your 360 panorama. So I just want my viewer to see as much content as possible, and at the same time make everything as much interesting as possible, with lighting effects, with light and shadows, with colors, with my face, with delicious Wasabi Octopus, and of course with the ice lemon tower. And in this time, I learned a lot from the shining beer technique developed by Thomas one of the amazing 360 panorama photographers from Brazil. It's Aputure AL-MX, very old and yet very powerful pocketable light. Just look at how beautiful it is. This is a pocketable light with premium quality, and this is a 360 camera that deliver the premium imaging quality. They fit nicely together with solid build, diffuser box, and even with more possibilities. And it is very bright. And I put this AL-MX, the pocketable light, on the bottom of my cup, light up all scenarios. The HDR DNG format is quite capable to capture all of the dynamic range, from the brightest highlight and the darkest shadows. Everything compressed in this high quality imaging format. So Yoshi Hirota is really a genius in the 360 users group, and THETA Z1 is definitely the premium 360 camera with dual fisheye RAW and HDR DNG. Actually, the post process is quite simple, just with some color correction, zenith correction, and just post on Facebook, and that's it. But the most important idea behind amazing 360 photographs is something. It's a workflow before you press the shutter button, because every one of the amazing 360 photographs should be carefully arrange before you press the button. What you are watching right now is my screen capture, and when you capture with Dual Fisheye RAW plugin, you end up with two raw DNG files. One of them is the EV0, the basic reference 12-bit raw DNG file captured by Z1. Another raw DNG format that has a suffix of HDR. This is actually a 16-bit float HDR DNG that captures stunning dynamic range with some very unique data structure. And judging from the preview image, the HDR DNG looks pretty dark, but it actually has been stacked from 9 DNG shots with auto bracket in the Dual Fisheye RAW with ISO 80, so the lowest ISO, the best image quality, stack them together to bring back all the detail. So when you right click and open your camera RAW, you can actually bring back all the details with very low noise floor. And on the basis of the auto settings, I will raise up exposure, and judging from the histogram, you can see sometimes you get some overexposed highlights specific on Aputure AL-MX light. And here you can see if you pull down the highlight, you can even bring back all the details in such bright the panel light. This is just stunning, right? And if you bring back, you can see, yeah, you can just see the before and after, before and after. This is the magic of the HDR DNG, the H16-bit flow HDR DNG. That's just insane. I mean, and if you take a closer look at the pixels, I mean, you can barely see any noise. I mean, did you see that? You can barely see any noise. It's noise free. Actually, it's almost noise free. But you know, with the raw DNG stacking in the Dual Fisheye RAW plugin, there's also anti-ghost algorithm that could literally help you get rid of the movement, the ghost movement as much as possible. But if you do take a closer look at the detail, you can see my hair, my head, it do have a tiny little bit artifacts. Well, it's easy to get rid of all of them with the help of the EV0 reference image. Well, once you have just export the two TIFF image, you can open all of the TIFF format in Adobe Photoshop and use the layer mask technology to mask out all the artifacts generated by the anti-ghost algorithm. Here I use this EV0 reference image as the reference layer and use layer mask to wipe out all the artifacts. Here you can see my little face, the artifacts on the top. You see that? When you remove all the artifacts, you do increase the sharpness a little bit, because there's no. If you sometimes use EV0, the image kind of looks even more sharper. And here on the lemon tower, on the lemon tower, I think the reference image, the brightness on the top, kind of like to be great. And then merge down the single layer and save as the TIFF format. And next one, this TIFF image with HDR suffix. This is the image we're going to stitch with the Retouch THETA Stitcher. Here, next one, open this Retouch THETA Stitcher and drag and drop. With the Retouch THETA Stitcher 3.0, you get the standalone stitching option. And always turn off the camera visibility reduction. Turn it off because it will give you the best stitching effects. And sometimes I use front position adjustment to 180 degrees to put myself in the center, because when you upload image on the Facebook, the software, the website will always look to the middle of the 360 equirectangular image to put yourself in the middle, and use the top bottom correction with the default settings and click on OK. This software will automatically, as you can see, this software will automatically stitch this image into the 7K 360 photos. That help open in the Adobe Photoshop, Ctrl+J, duplicate the layers, and use the 3D spherical panorama to interactively edit and wipe out the Nadir part, because you do come across with some shadows on the bottom. Here you can see. Did you see that? And you can use patch tools, add the selection first. Now you can actually add a selection, and you can wipe out. Use content-aware fill tools to fill up the shadows. And there's another selections to use some patch tools to patch these details. And you can also use content-aware fills once again. So to speak, now you have get rid of all the Nadir artifacts. Double tap a spherical map. You end up with the new layer without any Nadir part. Then duplicate these layers back to the tape format, because with the Photoshop post-process editing, sometimes image quality will be lowered down a little bit. So to speak, I just want to wipe out the bottom part of this layer, so it would not affect the image quality of any other points. And merge all these layers, save. This is a final image of my 360 image. Okay, coming next, I'd like to share with you even more technical details after this basic reference image. As you can see, I was a little bit tired when I enjoy my Wasabi Octopus. So to speak, I need some beauty effects to make my face look more beautiful. As you can see, I'm gonna use the frequency separation technique in my 360 image. I wonder if any of you have ever tried the TK actions. The TK actions button has give me this frequency fast separation shortcut. I use default settings radius of 10 pixels. So separate this image into the high frequency part and low frequency part. So when you focus on the high frequency area, you can wipe out all the artifacts on your face. So this is the basic concept in the digital signal processing, to separate the part and the frequency range, the high and low. If you only focus on the texture, you can see the artifacts on my face. And you only see the color, you can see this one. And I will only adjust my texture and with the patch tools to wipe out all the dots on my face to make me look more handsome, you know. It's like, this is my technique. It is my technique. I learned a lot from the professional portrait photographer, but I use all these portrait tricks to make myself more handsome. Yeah, and this one, did you see that? So after all this try, I can even wipe out the lines on my head. Like this is before, is after, before and after. A huge difference, even make you even younger after all these technical tricks from the portrait professional photographers. Yeah, definitely learn from these amazing guys. Yes, and that's it. And if you even want to add more effects, you can merge down and duplicate the layers, and you can even use liquify tools to liquify your face, especially if you capture the beauty, the beautiful girls in your images, and you can reshape your face. For example, make it thinner, make it fatter, whatever you want, and you can adjust the jaw lines. So this is every technical detail in the liquify tools. I just don't want to make an in-depth review on the liquify tool, but this is the basic skill from the Photoshop. And later, with the TK actions, I have this web sharpening tool designed specific for the online watching of your 360 interactive panorama. So I normally use the 6192 pixels, this horizon edge, long edge. Why this is its number? Because it can be multiplied by pi. And use a web sharpening tool, and you can convert your color space from Adobe RGB into sRGB to customize to the screen, you know. And yeah, and add a little bit more extra sharp to use some high pass filters to make your images look even more sharper. Add the 360 metadata by the Exif Fixer, designed by Case Martin. If you don't know who is Case Martin, you can refer to my previous video down in my description. So you can add its metadata with the Exif Fixer, and your images gonna be recognized as 360 photos captured by 360 cameras. So this is a basic workflow from my raw DNG format to the final premium quality. But the most important part for this video is not about the technical step-by-step tutorial. It is actually how to arrange your shooting scenarios and how to get the most interesting ideas for your point of view. This is how I enjoy my everyday life with 360 cameras. You know, the premium life with a premium quality captured by a premium camera. This is what I love about 360 photography. And if you do have learned something from this video, please leave down in the comments and let me know. And if you do have a better suggestion in some technical detail for this whole workflow, and please also leave down in the comments and let me know. Last but not least, this video is dedicated to 360 photography master Jan Lipka, one of my favorite 360 panoramic photographers all around the world. So if you found this video helpful, please definitely leave down in the comments, and please don't forget to sum up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Stay safe, see you next time, and bye.